Hello everyone, it's Kari from sunshineinmypocket.com. Today I have the Hedgehog Hollow July kit that I want to share with you. It's a retro looking kit and look at these awesome stamps. There's a thank you, happy birthday, hello friend, celebrate, and you're the best. And they look like marquee signs to me, so I love that. And then you get all of these designs. You can stamp this boomerang inside the other, and look at all these stars and designs. There's some argyle, some dots, and some retro looking marks that you can make on your projects. This is a stencil and it is a layering stencil, so there's two pieces to it. Let me pull this out for you to see here. So you've got one set here and the other that fits right inside. So see, they layer up. So you can do different colors and different designs with that, depending on the way that you position it. And then this stencil is probably my favorite. This has so many fun designs on it. Look at all these designs. Might be a little tricky to see that here on the white, but I did use that today on our card, so you're going to see that in action. Then you also get this awesome brush. This is for wiping off excess kaleidoscope powder, but if you already do have a brush like this, you can use this for your foil also. So don't give that away. And then you also get this color of kaleidoscope powder. It is called Outrageous and it is a neon orange, really pretty. And then a whole set of this paper. Now this paper is, I don't know the name of it, but it is kind of like a red metallic pearl. So I'm going to take that out so you can kind of see the shine on there. It's really, really pretty, and I do love that paper. So you get a whole package of that. You can make a lot of cards with this kit. So today I'm going to make one card. I had this idea already in my head. I wanted to make a card with all of these signs, so it kind of looked like a whole bunch of marquee signs. And I've already sprayed this watercolor paper with some Distress ink and Distress Oxide ink in some of my favorite colors. And now I'm just going to kind of lay out these stamps to get an idea of how I want to arrange these on my card. So I'm just kind of placing those, but what I'm going to do is stamp the two stamps here with the retro design, and they're going to kind of be my, like what holds the signs up. So like the pole or the, the marquee sign holder. So I stamped those a few times. Now this is watercolor paper, so it's not going to be perfect. So I did go 2 or 3 times with that. Now I'm going to take this beautiful, beautiful stencil and some pop art ink. And this ink is a beautiful color. I'm kind of going with the same color scheme, kind of monochromatic, but like this, see, it's really close to the background in color. So I'm going to ink that on, and now we're going to build up a whole bunch of layers. So for part of this stencil, it creates a little star-like asterisk looking design. So I'm going to take that piece and put some embossing paste on. This is my Altenew white embossing paste, but you can use anything that you have, of course. And now I'm just going to see how that's going to look with my signs here. I think I'm going to put another one up top, turn it around so I don't smush those other ones so far, and add that right there in the corner. I'm going to let this dry, but first I'm going to clean up a little bit on this one. I got a little bit over the side of this asterisk here. So just clean that up with my magic wand tool. It really is a magic wand. Now I'll go ahead and stamp these signs. I'm going to use that same pop art color, and then I'm going to also add some blue to it. So I'm going to get a couple of different colors coming at you here, and then I just fussy cut those out. And now I'm ready to add a few more marks to this background. I have some Distress Embossing Glaze here. Is that what this is called? Glaze? I think it's Embossing Glaze. It's the one that is not opaque. It's more translucent when you put it on. So watch, you'll see when I heat this up, it's very similar in color. This is the Salvaged Patina color, by the way. When I heat it up, it's just going to get a little bit darker, but you'll still be able to see through to the background color. So it's really kind of cool. I'm going to add a few more different marks here, and I'll do this a number of times until I'm really happy with the way this background looks. By the way, that embossing paste is already dry. I let that dry for a little while before I did this. Otherwise, this glaze, embossing glaze, would stick to that embossing paste. And I didn't really want that, so it is dry. So see, as I heat this up, you can see that they turn darker, but you still see the color beneath. So that is really neat. I'm going to add a few more of these marks. There are so many designs in this kit and in that stamp set. So I love all the variety and the choices you get. It's really fun to create a card. Now, I was thinking the next card I create may have more of a retro color vibe going. I just stuck with the, the teals and greens on this one. But when you think retro, what colors do you think? So that's what I'm going to try out next time. So I'm placing these, just kind of getting the placement right, and I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of all of those signs, and then I'll cut a matte in black cardstock, and I'm going to also add a little bit of gold to this card with some gold gems. Now I'm placing on those signs with the foam tape, and now I'll just put those gems on using my magic wand gem picker. I love this tool because it's got the pokey tool at one side and then the gem picker at the other side. I use it all the time. I never put the lids on. They do have lids for both ends, but I keep it like this. So there you go. I glued it to the background, and now I'll just glue it to a card base. Now this is a very interesting size. It's 4.5 on the smaller size, and then 6.5, I believe, this way. So I'm going to cut a card base to 6.5 by 9, and then I'll score it at 4.5. So see that? I score that in half, and now it's going to fit perfectly on that card base. And now I'll just glue that whole panel to the card base. There we go. And there's our card for today. So much fun to put together. Lots of different layers, some mixed media on this one with the embossing paste and the distressed glaze, and foam tape and inks and sprays. Really fun to put together. I hope you enjoyed this card. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. That really does help me with YouTube. And I'd love to see you again next time, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll be back real soon with more card making inspiration. And thank you so much for stopping by. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.